Hello, my dear students. How are you? Namaste to all. Today I am again. You are giving a very interesting lecture about what you see efflorescence, deliquescent, and hygroscope. These terms are very confusing. So always we have to clear what are the efflorescence, what are the deliquescence, what are the hygroscopic properties of solid. Yes. So first one is efflorescence. Yes, that is efflorescence. So when we talk about the efflorescence, so what we see, certain crystalline compound, certain crystalline compounds when exposed in air, they lose certain molecules of water of crystallization are known as efflorescent compounds, and properties itself known as efflorescence. Yes. So when you take very simple example like this, for example, so we take washing soda. So when it is fresh, so how much? So formula is washing soda is 10 sodium carbonate having 10 molecule of water of crystallized. Always keep in mind. Point means containing sodium carbonate containing 10 molecule of water of crystallization. So if it is fresh means that comes from the worship factory directly. So it contains how much? 10 molecule of water of crystallization. Yes, but when this compound is exposed in air, so what you see, so when washing soda is exposed in air, it loses 9 molecules water of crystallization. Yes. So what we say, sodium carbonate washing soda, it contains 10 molecule of water of crystallization, that is fresh, come from what we see, factory. So what we have, 10 molecule of water of crystallization, that is also known as deca. Deca means 10. Deca hydrate of sodium carbonate. Yes, that is the crystalline compound. When exposed in air, it loses, minus means loses 9 molecule of water of crystallization, and what we have, sodium carbonate monohydrate plus what you see, 9 molecule of water is like that is known as monohydrate. How many H2O? 1 molecule. So we can say monohydrate of sodium carbonate. So what we see over in this case, so washing soda, that is the fresh when comes from the what is a factory. So it contains 10 molecule of water of crystallization, but when it is exposed in air, so it loses how much? 9 molecule of water of crystallization. What the remaining? It loses 9 molecule. What we have? 1 molecule. So that is monohydrate. So this property is known as what you say, efflorescence, and compound is known as efflorescence. That compound is known as efflorescent. Property is known as efflorescence, by which it loses 9 molecule of water. So that is the first example of what we see. Effervescence. Yes. Second example is like this. So what you see, zinc sulfate containing, that is what you see, white vitriol. Vitriol means vitreous, glassy appearance. So that is the what you see, crystalline compound. So when this compound is exposed in air, it itself loses how much? 6 molecule of water crystallization, and what we have? Zinc sulfate what to get? Zinc sulfate have a monohydrate plus it loses 6 molecule of water crystallization. Yes. So that is monohydrate of zinc sulfate. That is also known as white vitriol. So what the name of this compound? What you see? Hepta means 7. Heptahydrate. Hydrate of zinc sulfate. Yes, when this crystalline compound when exposed in air, so what you see over here, see it loses 6 molecule of water crystallization, and what we have? Remaining one is 1 molecule. So this properties is known as efflorescent, and compound is known as efflorescent. The zinc sulfate is also known as what is efflorescence. We have clear what are the what mean by efflorescence means those crystalline compound when exposed in air, it loses certain molecule of water of crystallization, that is known as efflorescent compound, and properties itself is known as what you see? Efflorescence. So I think you have clear. Yes. Next term is what you see? Deliquescence. Third, deliquescence. Deliquescence means those chemical substances when exposed in air, they absorb moisture They absorb moisture from atmosphere and become wet. Wet are known as are known as deliquescent compounds and properties itself is known as deliquescence. Deliquescence, yes. So, for example, what is caustic soda? That is caustic soda. KOH, that is caustic potash. Calcium chloride, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, etc. are example of deliquescent. Yes, but when you talk about the NaCl, is not deliquescent one. It is not what is a deliquescent compound. Why? Because it does not absorb water. So, what you see sometimes in what you see package of sodium chloride, we get some wet moisture from there. Why? So, due to presence of calcium chloride and magnesium chloride, due to presence of what you see, due to presence of calcium chloride, magnesium chloride impurities, it absorb moisture and become wet. So, always clear. So, sodium chloride itself is not deliquescent compound, but the impurities like what you see calcium chloride, magnesium chloride present over there. So, it absorb moisture from atmosphere and it becomes wet. So, always keep in mind, generally asked in examination, sodium chloride is example of deliquescent or not. What will your answer? Not deliquescent. Yes. So, that is about the deliquescence. Yes. So, I think we have clear what is deliquescent compounds. Yes. Third one is hygroscopic. Hygroscopic. So, what you see certain anhydrous, certain anhydrous compounds having no water are exposed in air are exposed in air they become hydrated. Are known as known as hygroscopic compounds. Example are like this. So, for example, sodium carbonate, that is anhydrous, no water. So, when it is exposed in air, so it takes water and becomes hydrated. Yes, we have clear. So, that is anhydrous means no water over here, but when exposed in air, it takes some of the water, becomes hydrated. Hydrated means water containing, that is water containing. Yes. Another example is conc sulfuric acid, that is anhydrous. When exposed in air, becomes hydrated. Hydrated sulfuric acid. Third example is copper sulfate, Cu, that is copper sulfate, that is anhydrous. Why? Because it has no water of crystallization. So, when exposed in air, they absorb water and become so that is hydrated copper sulfate. Better to write X, unknown. X means unknown. So, that is anhydrous means no water, but in this case what you get? Water. So, that property is known as hygroscopy. So, I want to briefing it. So, when we talk about the efflorescence compound, so certain crystalline compound when exposed in air, it loses certain molecule of water crystallization are known as efflorescence compound, and property itself is known as efflorescence. Example is washing soda, is best example. Next one is white vitriol. Yes, that is the example of efflorescent compounds. Yes. Next one is deliquescence. Deliquescence means those chemical substances when exposed in air, they absorb moisture from atmosphere and become wet, are known as deliquescent compound, and properties itself is known as deliquescent. Example is NaOH, KOH, calcium chloride, magnesium, but not NaCl. NaCl itself does not deliquescent compound, but if it contains calcium chloride, magnesium chloride as impurities, so they become wet. Yes. Next one is hygroscopy. Some anhydrous compound. Anhydrous means having no water. When exposed in air, it takes water from the atmosphere and becomes hydrated. So, that is known as hygroscopic. Like washing soda, when exposed in what sodium carbonate anhydrous when kept in what you see air. So it takes and what is hydrated like conch sulfuric acid exposed in air it becomes hydrated. Copper sulfate when exposed in air it takes some of the yes means certain molecule of water crystallize some. So that is known as hydrated. So in this case we have asked what are the liquescence gives suitable example. What are the efflorescence gives suitable example. Sometimes ask you what are the main differences in between efflorescence and deliquescence. Yes, give we are differentiated with suitable example. Yes, so that's very very important for knowledge as well as examination viewpoints. I think so. What you see? Thank you for watching this interesting video, and also I think you have already done subscribe it and also convey your friends this channel for learning. So today have a nice day. So be healthy, be happy, be healthy. Always keep in mind. So that is okay.